If you want to learn how to do Wildstyle Graffiti style, this video is for you. And today, hi, what's up, YouTube and YouTube artists, graffiti artists? My name is Louis Ling Chang, and today we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to draw this Wildstyle. The name I'm gonna be using is Nelson, and the medium I'll be using is a pen and ink. And also, I'm gonna add a little figure, like a nude chick right in the top right here. So it's gonna be an abstracted style, right? So now, if you notice right here, these lines over here, I did one on the top, one in the bottom, one in the middle. So just to keep it in flow. But if you know, these boxes are tilted, left and right, left and right. So just gonna keep it. This is gonna be the flow I'm looking for, right? I guess in this stage right here, it's the first stage, and just draw lightly. Okay. So I'm gonna start. Because the way I do this video, I'm not gonna add no music. I'm just gonna draw first. You won't see me drawing it, but when I finish drawing it, you will see a finished stage, and I will explain that to you all the way to the end of the video. So, if you learn anything from this video, give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let's move on to the second stage. Alright, so this is the second stage. If you notice that when you start these letters, it could be N, you got N, E, L, S, O, N. So you notice all the letters are tilted left and right, left and right. That's the flow. And these particular fonts, you get them in Google. But my goal as a graffiti artist is to just give it style, give it more of a graffiti style. It's gonna be wild style, but this is the foundation to start with. So you know some of this over here, this design element in like over here in the top of the letters. I'm gonna try to keep that within the name. So this is the start. You know what I'm saying, erase some of the lines so you can see it. So now I'm gonna start adding some style to it. Alright, so this should be the second stage, and if you notice that I still keep the letters tilted left and right, left and right. That's the flow. And if you notice, I add some style. So over here, you notice that I bent the letters, like every time I get to like right in the middle of the letter, I just bent it. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then thick to thick to thin, thin to thick, and I keep repeating it to the whole leather. So yeah, and you notice one thing, I connect the letters now. You got the N, the E, the L, the S, and the O, and N. So even though the O was rounded, I decided to do this. I just bent the letters in the middle, like right here in the top, you know, and the end like this. So the next thing I'm gonna do now, add little arrows and bits and piece extensions and stuff like that. So we're gonna go on. I think it should be the stage 4. And keep in mind that when you're still working on the beginning stages of the piece. All right, so over here you see the closer to the letter right here. I see the N. So in this case, I add the arrows and little bits and pieces, and I still kept that part right there that when I was talking about before. Let me just find it because I need to look at it. Okay, and this right here, that's what I'm saying, right? This little bits, this little area right here, and I try to keep it within the wild style. And same thing with the E. I also add more extensions, little bits and pieces, and also connecting them, right? And then you see the L, it's right there, okay? Like I add an arrow over here. We got the S right here. I try to keep it as is before, like this over here. This little piece right here, I kept it right here, right? Connected. The O, I did the same thing over here. If we look at the O over here, I kept it over here. So it's some of the influence of the basic letter font that I did before. The same thing with the N. And you notice that over here, I added a little bit like some little extensions over here, like on and the next to the N, and the same thing with the N over here. Alright, so I try to keep it in balance. If I'm adding extensions over here and the extension on the other side, I try to keep it balanced. So we actually be at the third. Let me see. It's the third stage. The fourth stage will be perspective. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you that. One more thing I forgot to tell you. Now, when it comes to when I add the bits and pieces, looking for anything for any negative space between the letters, and just fill that out with bits and pieces of the letter. Any empty spaces between the letters, and that becomes considered negative space. Just fill that in with all these little bits and pieces, just to fill that in, and make sure all the letters are pretty close together. Then again, when I'm inking, you will see that. Alright, so over here I decided to, if you can see, you probably won't see it that much, but then I did, based on the reference, I just sketched it out. So it's going to be abstracted figure drawing, sketched out very loosely, and whatever lines that I added, I might leave out, I might add it, so that's very loose style. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to work on the inking style. First I'm going to work on the character. And of course, when you do the human figure, well, and since I'm just working on, like just the sketchy part, it's abstracted, but I'm going to give you a little crash course in figure drawing, the head, and you want to know, in terms of the head, I use to measure the head in terms of the length of the torso is about 3 heads long. From the width is 2 heads in terms of width, and over here we have the head is 1 head for actually 3 heads. Okay, from the chest, from the stomach, and from the hip. That's 3 heads long. Okay, so the leg's about 4 heads long, and the width of the leg is about in terms of 1 head length. If you measure the head, and arms about a head from the forearm, and we have the bicep over here. There goes the fingers. The eyes are right there. But you're really gonna see when I finish inking it. But this is abstract, so it's gonna be really a little bit crazy. So if you want to learn more about figure drawing, it's best to check out YouTube videos on figure drawing, how to draw a human figure. Okay. So we're going to start inking now. First I'll work on the character. Alright, so over here, this is how I did the inking. We take a good look at it. That's the figure. And, well, I did very loosely. And you notice that one thing about the character when it comes to line weight. It's thick to thin, you know what I'm saying? You see lines over here, everything's thick to thin. They give it more variety. Then I try to add some shadows in it real quickly. That's... And when I do this particular style, it's very quickly, just relaxed, very loosely styled compared to the other inking I do. And over here, you see some of the shadows real quick, right? So I'm going to talk about a little about... let's see what I was gonna say. Yeah, so if you want to know more about inking, there's like all different kind of techniques of inking. There's stripping, cross hatching, I think the different line widths also. And when I did this particular piece, I just used 1 point, which is the fine point F, and then the other one had a more flexible tip to give me that thick to thin real quickly. You can only use brush and have a ink bottle, and then dip the brush in there, and then the brush will be very flexible, thick to thin. So if you want to learn more about inking and how you pen and ink, go to any YouTube video on pen and ink drawing techniques. So we're going to work on the lettering. Alright, so what you see here, I just finished inking it now. When you finish inking it, you can erase it just to get off some of the graphite. I'm not finished yet, so I'm gonna work on, a little bit more detail, sticking up the lines. But this one I start off just to trace it over, just to get the letters in. And so I'm ready just to finish it off, add detail, and take up the lines, and that should be it. Alright, this is the piece. As you notice, I add some more detail, I sticking up the lines. So I just finished erasing it, so this is it. Tell me what you think. Give me a like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. My name is Louis Ling Chong. Thanks for watching.